Right, here we are again at Seaview Road 77. We did one of these pictures when we first got back to New Zealand, and while I have done other ones, I don't know where I put them. There's some are up on the internet. No, they're not. There's some are on my computer. So again, starting from the top of the driveway, our lovely little Pahutakawa hedge, and our noxious weed honeysuckles that the kids like to eat, and some children. A little bit bigger than in the last video, and derpier. And if I can do this cleverly, I might be able to get Zoe in it as well. But probably not. Zoe in it. There's some duckies, and they're not supposed to be following us. Yeah, I've got you in it. So the driveway looks quite similar. The trees were getting down, and I think in the last video I just actually trimmed them back, but Dad's trimmed them back for that, thankfully, because Dad's good like that. Dad runs a lawn mowing business, and he dumps all his stuff here. So this is Dad's junk, well, one of Dad's junk drop-offs. There's a huge big bank here that goes down to sort of the swamp area and the river, right down the back there. So Dad, who we call Pa, drops all his junk here, well, some of his junk here, and some of it down the back to become compost. So that's our new garage that you can see a little bit through there.
It's pretty deep.
Yeah, it is pretty deep. We don't like to go floundering in it because we might sink and drown in lawn clippings. We've just taken out a big cherry tree over that way. Well, when I say we, I mean Pa again. He's the main sort of lumberjack. I'm a little bit scared of chainsaws. Some of the animals are on free roam mode, and here are 2 of the chooks and 3 of the ducks, and our faithful new car. I think we had the blue Caldina last time, which was a good family wagon until we had Zoe. There's the new shed. Now those cars are not ours, they're Pa's. Pa has lots of cars at his place, and he was starting to feel like a car yard, so he's got rid of them. But we'll do a walk of the shed in just a tick. First of all, we'll just go around this corner, because I don't think this was here last time. The kids' little Wendy house that Pa built for them one Christmas. More noxious honeysuckle that I've just chopped back so the kids can have something to scoff. I think Pa had the fence up before we got back, but this is round the back of the shed and goes to the little kids' orchard that I planted. I can't remember if that was in last time, but there's some tamarillo trees which I loved as a child. There's some mandarins, what's that, tangelo, 2 guavas, lemon tree. The house hasn't changed at all, so we won't go overboard on that. And here's the fence that blocks off the beehives. So this is the main orchard. So this has got all the big fruit trees like the fig and the peaches, apples, pears, all that kind of jazz. No, I'm talking to the camera. And here's the number 1 beehive and number 2 beehive. So they're 2 different styles. One is based on the Langstroth box, but a long one instead of stacking them up. There's lots of bees, eh? So they're busy as because the sun's been out a little bit today, which is great. Now I've got my flow frames in the top box, and they're the expensive mystical twist the bottom and honey pours out like a tap ones. I might be able to do a harvest from them this year. They've actually used them. This one here is a top bar hive, which is like my original hive. Yeah, we'll hop down in a tick. That's the one where the comb just hangs down from the tops, and the turkeys live in here as well. Anyway, let's go check out the garage. What are you guys doing? This is pony rides.
I'm doing pony rides.
I see. Now the shed is a double garage with what will be a studio attached, so it's really just junk storage at the moment.
Look at this lapis.
That is not lapis, that is pottery, but it could be called lapis if you wanted it to. The plan in here is to, at the height of the top of the windows, to put in a shelf that will be a sleeping shelf. So it'll be nice and shady. you'll be able to just sort of draw a curtain across the end of it and people can sleep up there. This is gonna be the bathroom and toilet, and there'll be a little kitchenette here. When I say kitchenette, it would be very, very simple. It'll just be like a shelf with a microwave and like a frying pan and a sink and that jazz. Of the train track? Yeah. I'm not taking pictures, I'm taking a movie. Yeah. So at the moment this is all just sort of temporary trash keeping. And out here is the garage, which is decent sized, mostly for Pa's cars and at the moment my bee stuff. So most of my bee stuff lives out here. Yeah. And that's some frames with old wax on them. Anyway, that's of limited interest. Let's carry on outside, guys. So, caravan's still there. I believe that was there in the first place. I don't think it's gone anywhere. I'd very, very much like it to go somewhere. Now over here, I'm not sure if I'd put the berry bush in or not, but that was the berry patch that grew some lovely raspberries, boysenberries, loganberries, etc. It's kind of overgrown with weeds at the moment. Was it in the last movie? I don't remember. Come on, Zoe. Do you need another carry? You're a bit slack, aren't you, lazy bum? Lazy bum. I'm not talking to the camera, I'm talking to the people who will be watching it. Okay, so that banana tree, I don't think that was there when I made the last movie. I think it was somewhere else and doing really poorly, and I shifted it there because that was a nice little sheltered spot where it could grow, and it's done amazingly. I mean, it was just a teeny little thing before, and this year it's actually got bananas on it, which is pretty exciting. Don't know if they'll ever fruit or anything. The rest of the backyard here, the little backyard is looking like kind of a tip. That was one of the rabbit runs. These are a little hedge of black currants that mostly smell nice and don't really do anything else. There's a peach tree in there which I trimmed back and it's now coming back. But the rabbits don't live there anymore, they've all died. Mostly because I've killed them, because they're for eating. Hello duckies! So these are the 4 peanut butter brown buff Orpington ducks. And here are the turkeys. They think they're going to get fed or something. They're wrong. So they're all going crazy because it is just about dinner time for them. The trampoline. You want to go on the trampoline? Yeah, you go down the trampoline. I'll get a picture of you bouncing. Yeah, of course you can. So when I first got turkeys, I got 6, and it turned out that there were, well, at least, I guess it must have been at least 3 boys or 3 girls. One of them died as a chick, so we never found out, but we ended up with 2 boys and 3 girls, and that was a pretty nice number. One of them got quite sick and died. The other 2 had clutches of, well, they had 14 eggs, and most of them hatched, which is pretty unusual from what I understand about turkeys. So I ended up with far too many babies, and these ones I've sold a few off, and I'm still trying to sell the rest off, but if it goes on for much longer, they'll be big enough to turn into delicious turkey dinners. We've eaten one so far. There were the 2 boys grew quite fighty, so I killed one and we had him around Christmas time. The big old feijoa tree is still fantastic and magnificent, makes us millions of feijoas every year. I've planted 2 banana trees down here because they're supposed to be fruiting ones. So I did have 2 before. One got frost killed and died, and the other, so I've replanted another one sort of in a more mild time of the year, and hopefully it'll grow strong enough that it will survive the winter. Otherwise I'll have to just throw some frost cloth over them. When we got Slither, the red chook, we got her house as well, so that's just a sort of secondary house. This massive mountain of fennel is the old garden, which I've done nothing with this year. A little bit disappointing, but my yard time has sort of gone into animals this year rather than
Dad, and computers.
Well, a little bit of computers. Animals and computers, and not the garden. Now, over here behind the container is a cool tree that I want to turn into a playhouse for the kids. I think it's mostly dead, but it's if you chop off a few of those inside trunks, it'll make a great platform for a tree house for the kids, which I think would be really cool. Caleb, of course, runs straight to the trampoline and wrecks everybody else's fun by bouncing on it vigorously. Caleb loves to do things like that. Jenny unfortunately hasn't met the water yet. That's a pomegranate tree I planted when we put on all the other orchard stuff. Jenny's trailer is... Can you stop whinging so much, Maya? No one wants to hear it. You're just making a reaction. The trailer's not suitable at the moment. It's too rusted out, so it needs to be repaired. But
take a picture of the house.
yeah, I'm going to. But Jenny's surviving just fine. It's just unfortunate that we can't actually take her out on the water yet. When the trailer is fixed, we'll pop Jenny on it, and I'll take her back up inside into the garage and just give her a good doing over, make sure that she's nice and tidy and ship shape and that kind of stuff. The kids have got sick of living at home, so they've decided to build a house here and move out into the backyard. They've put down their floor, and I've helped them put up some posts to attach walls to. Not sure how long before it will become a reasonable shelter, or if the council will find out and ask if we've got a proper building permit for it. But anyway, it keeps them busy. That's grand. Here's the downside of the turkey enclosure, which is really the orchard. But it was always the plan to run animals in here because they'll eat the pests that annoy the plants, and they will poo and fertilise the trees. Now that there, I'm not even sure, I think it's an apricot. There's a lot of bees in the fennel. They love it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really great for them. It's a great source of pollen and nectar. They're all over it. That there is definitely an apricot. Up the hill are the 2 cherry trees. Grapefruit there. Behind the grapefruit I think is another, well, I don't know, maybe it's a nectarine. And further up is the nushy pear and the pear, pack and pear. That's a Braeburn. Behind the Braeburn is something else, another yummy apple. There's a Granny Smith there, plum tree here, plum tree there, mulberry tree over there. Still a big pile of rubbish to burn. We've still got to get rid of all that. And over here is the, yeah?
Today can we do a bonfire?
No, because it's Sunday. It's not a good night to do bonfires. Down here's the little slope I made down to the creek for the duckies. They enjoy going down for around about a daily swim. I don't think they're water-based ducks, but they still certainly appreciate a bit of a paddle. Now that's the other rabbit run there that's now getting overgrown, but that means it'll be ready for something else soon. I'll see if I can get up and get another shot of the bees, because they're kind of cool. Hopefully the gate won't fall on us. Hey, the gate's not falling on us. It's actually almost growing into the side through the convolvulus, which is kind of good. Hello, now you guys can stay inside please. You coming in, Caleb? Let's watch out for bees, eh? That's alright, turkey's fine. Hello Turks! How are you all doing? Pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, and another peach tree there. 2 peach trees. That one was doing really, really poorly when I got it, but it's managed to take off now. This peach grew a magnificent crop the first year, and just before I was ready to pick them, possums got in and ate everything. So there's beehive with plenty of bees coming and going, and they don't bother you if you don't bother them. They're just they're busy stocking up for the end of the season. I'm hopefully going to get something from them. And what else have I got here? This one is a persimmon tree. That one's a fig tree, and the figs are actually starting to look plump and juicy and will be ready for eating if possums don't scoff them. Otherwise there's a few lovely little apples on there. What's up? Yeah, that's right, he won't get you. I'll give him a kick if he's in trouble. Oh! The nashies are looking pretty good. We'll get something out of them this year at least. And the pack and pears also are doing okay. They're yummy. Every now and then you have to come in and just rip all the convolvulus away from the base. It all just dies up and shrivels on them. It's moderately annoying, but whatever. Are there any delicious figs yet? No, they're all still quite firm and not tasty. Yeah, the turkeys manage this place quite well. I guess that they're occasionally getting hungry and pecking at the gnashes as well. But I've managed to get all of the grass down in here quite nicely, and drop a head of broccoli in their water pond, so that's not great. But that area is rough as anything, because that's where they hang out when they know that I'm coming with food. It's probably their little dust bath down there. Haven't actually eaten any turkey eggs yet, but I gave some to Mum. Duck eggs are great, chook eggs are great, they're normal. That's about it really. There's not much more to be said. One of my long-term plans and dreams is to deck all of the crap that's over the creek and plant manuka over there, because a manuka crop would be awesome to supplement the bees' honey. Being able to say it's got manuka in it would be pretty cool. Let me just prop this back up before invading turkeys rampage. There we go, keep them fairly secure. Where have all the children gone? There's two on the trampoline still. I'd like to plant something like bamboo along that side so that they can block off the neighbour's view of us, because they like to gaze over on our property for some reason. I think they just like watching the kids watch, but it's kind of a little bit odd. The amount of times you see the kids playing and then peering out the bedroom window staring at them. So over here is the sort of unused segment of the section. There's like a wedge shape bit over the creek that is just rubbish at the moment. It'll be awesome to just level it all and put in manuka, get some nice manuka honey. Well, some level of manuka in our honey. It's so good for you apparently. The little brown bag of rubbish bags over there is my brother's archery target. He's got a bow he's into, and Dad likes his bows as well. So I come down here and twang away with bows and arrows every now and then. Yummy honeysuckle. Hello children. You want to say hello to all your cousins?
Hi.
Hi.
She's 4,000.
She's 4,000. You're the bubby?
Yeah.
Right.
And Steve,
That's about it, really. See if I can chase the ducks down and get a nice picturesque picture of them chilling out in their water. Come on duckies, come on duckies. That's the original duck here, poor old ducky who got picked by the turkeys and blinded in one eye, which is fairly disappointing, but that's why I made sure I got her a bunch of friends. So I got two of these are boys, two of the girls, two drakes, two ducks I suppose. Come on ducky, shift your butt, I know you can't see me. But it's quite nice, the difference in noise they make. The ducks are the ones that do the quack quack quack, and the boys do that quack 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 quack. They're a little bit bigger as well. Two out in front of the boys. Now, the only problem I have with eggs at the moment is that the bloody poo geckos normally get to them before I do, so they smash them and steal them and eat them, which is a real menace. And poo geckos are kind of protected because they're native, but I do get a permit to shoot them every now and then, and that way I can temporarily keep them under control. I used to trap them, but they're not after the food anymore. Well, not after the food that I throw out in the traps. They just want the chickens' food when I feed them, and the eggs. Hey duckies. I'll zoom in. No. Oh, count a little bit. Duckies. That's probably enough. 20 minutes of 77 Seaview Road. Hello, ducky. Bop, 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 bop. Hello. See you, everybody.